All right. What's up? What's up? Happy all you guys could join me again on the podcast, Online Dating in 2022. What you should and should not expect. Like to thank all you guys for dropping back by. I know everyone's busy with Christmas preparations and getting ready to invite Saint Nick into your home. Hopefully some of you guys have had some online success and you're having the Christmas that you always wanted with that special person. So let's get into it. Yeah. So what I wanted to focus on today, right from the outset, was just some of the dating websites that are out there. Just kind of give you my mindset on what I was thinking when I started to utilize the online dating platforms. Like I mentioned in the first episode, you've got to decide what it is that you want to get into. Me, when I first ventured into that dark, dreary realm, it's not like that, guys. There really are some awesome vehicles out there that's come so far and do a really good job of putting you in touch with people that are like-minded and are looking for the same thing that you're looking for. So I don't want to make it sound like it's doom and gloom, because it's not. Now, you'll hear that there is a tremendous amount of frustration with most of the online dating sites, but that has nothing to do with the site. That's where you kind of have to hold out that prejudiceness and let people know that it really is a good site. So get into the sites. The first thing I wanted to do when I got serious about signing up for a site was I said, it's been a while. It's been, and when you're in a relationship, you kind of get into the groovy part of things pretty regularly. You come in, you feel like you need to spend some time with that special someone. So you be a little nice to your girl and you rub on her a little bit, say some sweet stuff. And, before you know it, you are doing the damage to some bed spring. But when you are single, that's not the case. Things are a little bit different, if you know what I mean. So my first priority, in all honesty, it was just to try and find someone that I felt like was presentable and clean and a nice, cool person, would be a bonus, and someone who I was or could be attracted to, and, see if I could kind of fast forward this thing and, maybe they're like-minded and want some of the same things that I want, and just kind of hit it off. And, truth be told, just get into the sex side of things. Let's have some sex. I mean, it had been a while for a brother. You come out of a 17-year relationship, and my ex was really good about doing it whenever I wanted to do it. So, you get you have needs, and you can entertain the thought of Mary Palm and her four sisters, that whole orgy there. There's nothing like having a woman and feeling the touch of a woman and being able to touch and massage and, just kind of make love to. So when I got into this website, I'm going to keep the name in incognito because it was an absolute shit show. Let me just say that. And I'm going to try not to curse because I want to be able to monetize my content and bring ads in and that type of stuff eventually. We want to grow this project. But I wanted to be able to try and keep it clean. But yeah, I got onto this site and I went in and put in some information, and I was like, oh, okay, it ain't asking for the craziest information, like social security numbers and that type of craziness. So I was like, okay, I can do this. And at the end of the day, if it gets me to where I'm trying to get to, then I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So I sign up on this site, and there are almost immediately, there are some interest. I go in and I look at the pictures, and let me just tell you, these are pictures. It's straight nudity, pictures of vaginas, pictures of butt cracks. Like, what the hell have I got myself into? It was absolutely off the chain. Let me just tell you, there's some people who are going to be like, what's the name of that site? That's my speed. Well, it ain't my speed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I want all of that to stay private until we've actually had some time to build some type of relationship and I get to know you and know that you're a respectable person, here it is. I've been on this site for 5 minutes and you already sending me pictures of butt crack. No, so it scared the hell out of me. I was so scared. It was unbelievable. I'm talking about none, quiet boy, kind of scared. Now I want to find the confessional to confess. Hey, forgive me for I have sinned. It was that bad. So I immediately, I'm ready to check off, sign off. No, this ain't happening. It was nuts. This particular site, and if you want to message me, if you want to send me a voicemail, email message, whatever the case may be, I'll kind of let it out the bag. But as far as just putting it out there, no, because this is absolutely nuts. Sorry about that. That was my phone, guys. But so I go to try and get off this site. I've been on this site for a whopping probably 3 hours at this point in time, and I mean the requests are coming in, the interest is there, and it's like, hey, I see that you're in Wesley Chapel, I see that you're near Tampa, I'm near Tampa, downtown Tampa, maybe we can get together tomorrow night for some kinky sex. And I'm like, what the hell have I gotten myself into? So that's just a quick little story for you to let you know that you don't want to be out there in those online dating streets doing stuff that you ain't got no business doing, and be careful what you ask for. So take you some time, do you some research. If you've been out of the relationship for a while and you feel like, hey, I'm ready to get back into that type of thing, I need me a little bit of male on female or female on male contact. And, every now and then you want to be touched, and you want to be wanted, and you want to be massaged, and all of that good stuff. But you probably want to go more to traditional online dating sites and apps versus this kinkiness that I found myself into. You do not want to go there. So I even called the 1-800 number and said, hey, I just ended my subscription, and I want to make sure it's ended. I want to make sure that there is no part of me and who I am associated with this. Is that cool? And they've got these people, I don't know, from third world countries, and they're saying stuff like, I'll give you a free month. No, I don't want a free month. Yes, I'll give you a free month, and then you think about it, and if you want another free month, I'll give you another free month. Just don't end your subscription. Hey, homeboy, you can't give me a free year of this. I just saw butt crack. It ain't happening. So, yeah, that was that. And that's my first little opening horror story for my first venture into the online dating. And I got to tell you. So, word to the wise, heed the message, take your time, do your little bit of research, find out which direction you're going in, talk to some of your friends if you got single friends, see what they like. And when we come back from the break here, we will talk about what my next step was. Peace. All right, so we are back after the break, and just want to tell you what happened when I started visiting the more traditional types of online dating sites and the online dating apps. So my first venture was to, after doing a little bit of research, talking to some of my single friends, those unfortunately who are single, both men and women, and doing a little bit of research, I decided to pull the trigger and go with Match. When I visited the website, I thought it was a very clean looking website. And I mean, this is the thing about Match. They'll offer this thing for free. It's not really for free. You can post a profile or whatever, and you can see people, but you cannot communicate with them or send messages or like or answer the potential mates if they message you until you actually get a paid subscription. But most times they're offering these extravagant deals about if you sign up for 6 months or a year or whatever the case may be. If you sign up for 1 month, it's $40. You sign up for 6 months, it's $12 a month, something crazy like that. So quite naturally, you tend to go for the 6 month subscription. And that's where I started at. It was Match.com. Now, I'm never going to try or attempt to push a particular dating site on to any of you as listeners, I can just tell you my experience with the dating sites that I chose to partake in, and then you can kind of match them with the experience you've had with the dating sites that you've chosen to partake in and see if it's something that you might be interested in. Very few people, I think, find what they're looking for on the first go around. I mean, if that was the case, then you wouldn't have the staggering numbers that you have right now. For instance, in 2021, the dating sites accounted for $655 million in revenue. That's a lot of revenue. Let me just tell you, that's a lot of matchmaking. That's a lot of Cupid. That's a lot of shooting arrows. That's a lot of putting people together. A lot of one night stands. A lot of friends with benefits. $655 million worth. That's some jack. Now, that in itself is a number, but listen to this number. An estimated $2.1 billion in revenue by the year 2024. What does that tell you? That tells you that society may not be moving in the right direction as far as relationships and marriages and courtships and that type stuff is concerned. 2.1 billion. That's some green as well. You know what I'm saying? So for all you like-minded entrepreneurs who are looking for a way to get rich, you might want to figure out how you can kind of dip your toes into that whole online dating thing, because there's a lot of money to be made there. Trust me. But yeah, I went with Match.com. And like I said, after I had the opportunity to get into the dating site and look around, I thought it was set up pretty well. It's a system where you can like a person and you can send messages, and if you've paid for your subscription and you're not standing on the sidelines, then you can start to communicate with a person. And they even have some safeguards put in place, like, hey, don't send anybody money, or hey, stay clear of sketchy people, report sketchy people, so on and so forth. So that was where I started at, was Match.com, and I filled out my profile. And this is how you got to think about it with this profile. Not that this is the case, but you get the opportunity to set the stage to be able to meet the person who's going to respect what it is that you stand for. So you want to put that into the profile. You want to put in your profile, hey, I like a man that's going to do backflips with me and know how to do cartwheels. Now, that's an example, of course, but instead of meeting someone organically and hoping that they can do a backflip or hoping that they can do a cartwheel, you get the opportunity to use this as a litmus test, per se, on a dating website for people that you plan on meeting or people that you want to meet. So it's pretty cool. You want to slow down, take a minute. Now, you would think, with that being said, that people would acknowledge that this is the opportunity to kind of set the stage for as far as explaining what it is that you're looking for in a potential mate. But let me just tell you, and it's probably the same thing on both sides of the I can't go in and see what guys put. I can only see what women put. And I'm pretty sure that there are some of you young ladies and who will be like, you know what? I've never seen so much tomfoolery in my life. And it works both ways. You know what I'm saying? And again, in the future here, I'm going to have some people on so we can get a view from the other side of things. I'm giving you the view from the male side of things and some from female side of things, because I got a lot of female friends that are single and are on the sites. So I'll always reach back and draw from that, those relationships, just to kind of let you know what it is that, what it is that I'm coming across. But yeah, you've got that profile, you fill it out. Hey, I like doing this. I like going to the beach. Okay, the beach is important. Let me just say this. If you hate the beach, you might as well get off the dating websites, because everybody and their mama, sister, brother, both cousins, all the uncles and the in-laws are all going to be like, I like walking on the beach. Well, I like walking on the beach too, but I don't like walking on the beach that much. You understand what I'm saying? There are beach days, then there are not beach days. So I don't live and die for the beach, but I do love the beach. All right. I'm a fisherman, so I gotta like the beach. I gotta like the water. But yeah. So just some of those initial traps and hazards that you're going to run into are you writing or you saying things that are kind of way outlandish. They give you the opportunity to like or dislike, and some apps give you the opportunity to swipe left, swipe right, and you may be wondering why you're not garnering the type of attention that you feel like you should be garnering, and it may be because you have some wild stuff in your in your profile. Because just like you feel like, okay, I get the opportunity to create a litmus test, the people who are reading your profile feel like I get the opportunity to say swipe left, or I'm gonna hit X, or I'm gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? So you want to, you want to think about that and just make it like cool and calm. It's okay to tell everybody and prepare everybody for what it is you're looking for. But there is a lot of anger also in the profiles. Now, I know you're going to be like, that ain't anger. That's just me saying what it is I like. Yeah. But when you read some of them, there is some anger there. And it could be based on the frustration from the simple fact of the matter that all of the tomfoolery and games that they've encountered on the dating site. But for whatever reason, there are some hard feelings. There is some anger. And they let it be known. They'll say things reminiscent of, I don't play games. If you're here for games, swipe left or pass me by. Let me just put this out there. I don't think anyone shows up sincerely for games. Now, you're going to have people from both sides of the aisle who are not looking for relationships, or who are not looking for long-term dating, or not looking for, the means to get to marriage or the forever. But I don't think that there are too many people who are seriously about games, and I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. In any case, I think the important thing is to just kind of put out there what it is you're looking for, which direction you're wanting to go in. And you've always got the opportunity to just say, to answer that message back, or to send that like back, or to swipe on them, or whatever the case may be. And then life goes on, So when you find that site that you're going to become a member of or get a paid subscription to, just take a minute and just take a moment, think about what you're putting down, keep the feelings and emotions out of it, and just kind of state, hey, I'm this type of person. I'm looking for this type of person. It's okay to say no games. It's okay to say no friends with benefits, no one night stands. Because believe me, out of 100 female profiles, 92 of them are going to say no games, no friends with benefits, no one night stands, so on and so forth. And I get it. However, we all are human. And if that beautiful person shows up in your inbox and, shows some interest and says, hey, but, truth be told, this is what I'm in for, you might go against what you wrote in your profile. This is a beautiful person, and, you don't get the opportunity to spend time with too many beautiful people. So, hey, again, we're human. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But moving right along, you've found the site, you've downloaded your profile, you're getting some activity. Guys, let me just tell you, women are going to get 9 times the activity that you get. That's just how it is. Guys are, I ain't going to say guys are thirsty, but guys are, we respond at a much higher rate than women will. So we'll sit down and we'll reach out to 8, 9, 10 women. A woman will sit down and she'll reach out to 1 or 2 guys, So just by the law of averages, women are going to receive a ton more messages than men will. And the thing is guys, you got to keep it interesting. You got to keep them involved. You got to keep them, because they've heard it all. The hi, hello, hey, beautiful, hey, cutie, sexy picture. All of that is like the most craziest ridiculousness ever heard of. You don't think they've heard that before? You think that's something that intrigues them? You think that's something that garners their attention? No, they hear that 300 times a day. So when you hear them saying, a man that can hold a conversation or keep a conversation, they mean it. I'm a guy and I hear some of that foolishness. So I know women hear it tenfold. So don't be afraid to I ain't saying send a soliloquy or send a book. What I am saying is, do what most places recommend that you do actually read the profile. You know, make comment to something on the profile. They say, hey, I like hang gliding with boxer shorts on. You know, when you send a message, say, yo, just for the record, what type of boxer shorts, you know? I mean, do you like Marvel comic boxers? Do you like the normal organic plaid boxers? I mean, what kind of boxers do you hang glide in? You know, show a little interest in what it is that you read, and they may reach out to you and say, you know, first and foremost, he actually read my profile, which that in itself at times is tough for guys to do. You know, we're visual creatures. We like looks. You know, we read. I ain't saying we're Neanderthals or anything. We read, but I mean, we like to look. So we look at pictures first, see if it strikes us. You know, we send a message or a like first. You know, probably what 10% of guys read the profile. And, oh, they haven't read the profile. Okay, I'm like, oh, okay. No, don't work like that. I mean, we look at the pictures, send the like, send the message, whatever the case may be. We move on to something else, then we be like, whoa, let me go back and take a look at this. Or when you hit us back and say, oh, I'm doing well, how are you this evening? Now, rewind. Let's go back and take a look at the profile, make sure I don't say nothing crazy. You know, this person may say, hey, my name's Batman. I like hanging out in Gotham City. You need to know that, okay? So that's just how that is. But yo, that's a little bit about the profiles. Went with Match, filled out my profile. Nothing crazy. I'm pretty type A, so I put in my profile. I'm type A. I put in my profile. I'm very structured when it comes to what we're going to do and when we're going to do it, and I will explain that whole situation when we get back. So stay with us. Got a little ways to go. Talk a little bit more about the profile, and then we'll sign off from there. Holla. Peace. All right. So just to finish off the segment, this particular episode concerning the profiles and profile writing on the online dating websites. In online dating in 2022, what you should and should not expect. There are probably, I don't know, a ton of things I could say. Do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. But just first and foremost, the one thing that I'm pretty sure everyone's going to appreciate is that you want to exercise a tremendous amount of integrity when you're writing your profile. You want to make sure that you are putting stuff that's factual. You don't want to build yourself up to be something you're not or somebody you're not, because the whole object of this particular process that you're going through is to meet someone and get to know them, and eventually it evolve into a relationship, and they like you and you like them, and you have to meet. So what are you going to do when you meet? Are you just going to be like, okay, I don't know what I said in my profile, but all of that is not who I am? No. So it's easier to keep being the person you've always been versus trying to be someone you're not. Trust me. So just make sure when you write the profile, you're writing a factual profile, because let me just tell you, I can't speak for ladies on the ladies side of things, but I can speak for guys on the guys side of things. And guys, if you've got some foolishness going on, those women are going to sniff you out. Trust me. Their whole thing is to find out as much as possible, as soon as possible, to decipher if you're that person for them. Now, the percentage of women who are looking for games is much more minute than the percentage of men. I mean, women are utilizing the dating sites for just that. I want to find somebody. I want to meet somebody. I want to get off this site. I want to be able to have a relationship or start a relationship, and hopefully it leads to marriage. A high majority of women feel like that. You know, guys, a lot of us feel like that. A lot of us. But then there is a pretty decent proportion of us that are like, Well, I just want to be able to, I have a little something to do on Friday, a little something to do on Saturday, I'm saying? If I want to get out, maybe do a little something on Sunday afternoon, and then, get ready for the work week and get my grind on. That ain't kind of how women look at it, you know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, their job is to detective it down to minutia to figure out if you who you said you are. So, first and foremost, just be who you say you are. You know what I'm saying? When you fill out that profile, because that's the only representation you have to give to the online dating world as to who you are is a profile. So again, you got the opportunity to create an environment or create a situation where what you've always wanted in a person or wanted in a woman, likes, dislikes, so on and so forth. You can put all of these things in your dating profile, and women look at it and they have the choice to say yay or nay. But the woman that says yay is either into what you're into or okay with what you're into. So that's cool. Before this became a big thing and everyone met organically, you didn't have the opportunity to do that. You would meet a person and just be like, when you're talking to your homeboy, your homegirl on the phone, be like, ooh, I so hope she likes Pac-Man because I love Pac-Man. And if she don't like Pac-Man, then we ain't going to be able to be together because Pac-Man is my ish. Well, now, through dating sites and dating apps, you can clearly state, yo, I think Miss Pac-Man is the sexiest broad alive. And if you got a little issue with Miss Pac-Man, then we ain't going to be able to do this. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's all an example. But you kind of catch the drift of what I'm talking about and where I'm going. So, profiles are that important. Okay? Just represent who you are. It's okay to put down what you're looking for, what you're into. Now, there are some other sites if you're into that craziness. Like I said, email me or message me and I'll tell you about some sites that's got some real stuff going on. But for more traditional sites, it's okay on your profile to put, this is what I'm looking for. Most of them have perfect date scenarios or what would the perfect date be or so on and so forth. Most of them has gotten into like these prompts. If you were a superhero, what superpower would you have? And so on and so forth. Now, I ain't saying you got to go through all that. You can do it if you want to. It gives the opportunity for a person to learn more about you to decide if, you know you kind of people. But just make sure that you are being representative of who you are. We all know that when you first meet a person, you're not meeting that person. You're meeting who that person wants you to meet. And over the course of time, through repetition, more and more of who that person really is begins to be exposed. So, and that's with everybody. That ain't just with no one person. Somebody says, hey, this is what it is, take it or leave it. Now that ain't what it is. There is some more grittiness besides that. Trust me, there is. But bottom line is, if the bigger picture, the most you have of the full picture as to what that person represents gives you a better opportunity to decipher if that is the person for you. And ultimately, that's what it is that you want to do. You want to decide if this is the person for me. There are a lot of success stories concerning who you met and when you met them and what it evolved into and happily ever after. And that comes down to the people. That has nothing to do with the site. That comes down to the people who are on the site. If you're out there and you're being, then it's going to catch up with you. Trust me. Because you got to meet that person. You got to hang out with that person. And it ain't nobody our age that's crazy. You ain't meeting up with no crazy people who I totally forgot that they said that they drove a Bentley. He pulls up in a Corolla. The Bentley's in the shop. For the last 2 months, bro. Seriously. So just be who you are, and trust me. If they like it, they like it. And if they don't, keep it pushing. This is this online dating thing, guys. This is where we're at. It's a part of our life. This ain't going to change. This is not going to change. Even if things get back to normal with COVID and all of the craziness, which I seriously doubt. I think COVID's here to stay and the craziness is here to stay. But this is what it is now. You know, you can keep living your life and not have to worry about anything and just browse the dating sites. But take the frustration out of it. Represent who you are. Pick your place. Do your thing. People say, oh, I'm scared. Ain't nothing to be afraid of. You know, it is what it is. Say yes or say no. Take care of yourself. Don't do anything foolish. You know, a guy meets you and say, hey, I want you to meet me down on 53rd and 10th. And you know that's alley. Don't go there. You know, that's how that goes. Be safe. First and foremost, out here in these online dating streets, be safe. Number one, be safe. Number two, be true to who you are. If you like it, say you like it. If you don't like it, say I don't like it. Move on to the next profile. Guys, women get it in spades. So if you ain't prepared to step up, hold their attention, communicate, hold a conversation. And as far as the amount of time after you start communicating back and forth, a week and a half in, listen, meet. What are we going to talk for a month before we meet? No. I got no patience. I'm type A. I got no patience. I could have 2 conversations with you and be like, yeah, let's go have a sandwich. You know, I want to hear if you smack or something. If you're smacking in my ear, then okay, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. That's coming from the worst smacker ever. But yeah, do it. Women, listen, contrary to popular belief, not every guy, not half the guys, not 75% of the guys are out there looking for the craziness. You know, you just want to be the guys who are looking for the craziness can very easily be the guys that you're responding to because you see something you like, you see something that's interesting, and they know that. So that's why they do that. You know, not to pimp down on the brothers or anything, but that's just how it is. You know, that's what all comes with this whole thing. That's what all comes with this online dating. That's what comes with it. So you have to meet her through the BS. You have to meet her through the frustrations. You have to meet her through all of that. But you can meet who you want to meet and get where you want to get with online dating. All right. So next episode coming at you here tomorrow, maybe the next day. We got to see. No longer than 2 days. In 2 days, you'll have it in 2 days. And it's going to be online dating profile pictures. Got a lot wrapped up in that. It's going to be some guys that are like, yay. It's going to be some guys that are like, what the hell? It's going to be some women that are like, yay. It's going to be some women that are like, what the hell? But at the end of the day, I'm going to give it to you straight. Next episode, episode 3, season 1, online dating profiles and pictures coming at you. Hey, it's getting close to Christmas. You guys keep doing your Christmas thing, getting your Christmas stuff set up. We want to have a very Merry Christmas. Thanks for tuning in. Please continue to tune in. And I promise you, we're going to give you some content that's going to help you. May give you a little something to make you laugh or smile. But it's going to be a fun day. This is your host, Drew Knight. Online dating in 2022. What you should and should not expect. I'm out. Later.